in the kitchen with the Santa Fean chef Nathan Mays from The Better Day, and one of the competitors for the season 2 505 Food Fights. He's got his gloves off right now because we got some cooking to do. So Nathan, what are we making this morning?
All right, we're gonna make a riff on shrimp and grits, but since we're in New Mexico, we're gonna call it pig and grits.
Okay, I like it. So walk us through the ingredients that you have here.
Okay, so starting out over here, we have some local potatoes, local eggs from Penasco. This is some house-made bacon that we do at Better Day, from local Kaiser pork. This is some market spinach, and just some herbs from the greenhouse.
Did you hear how many times he said local, Chad?
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
what
It's
we like
fantastic.
to hear. So what's the first step in this? What do you need from me? I'll pass you things.
The first step we need from you, go ahead and hand me the bacon.
Okay, of course.
We're gonna go ahead and, since it is pig and grits, we're gonna go ahead and not be shy on the bacon.
Please don't.
We're gonna add quite a bit. Now this bacon we make in house, it's from local pork again. We cure it, we smoke it, we cut it, and now we're gonna cook it. So we're just crisping it up a little bit.
Okay.
Oh man, it smells
So
good
it's
already.
pretty much already been cooked. We're just kind of giving it
Exactly.
that
We're
heat.
gonna add a little bit of crispness to it and render out the fat to it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that fat's gonna be really great for our potatoes.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, talk about how you're adding this in. So once they cook, do you need to wait for this to crisp up before we add the potatoes?
I'd like for it to get a little bit warmer.
Okay.
So we're gonna hear a little sizzle.
Okay.
Now,
So-
what have you done with these potatoes? You just slice them up?
These potatoes are poached and then sliced. So they're just poached in like a vegetable stock, which is just a little bit less than a boil. So it maintains kind of still has its texture, and that'll hold up in the pan as well.
Okay. Now talk about these grits over here. You know, here's the thing. When I hear grits, if you've ever seen My Cousin Vinny, you think of this famous scene where Joe Pesci goes in and he says, "What is a grit? How do you cook it?" But he's got a legitimate question. What is a grit? How do you cook it? What have we done with
Grit
this?
is dried corn, usually has the hull removed and then ground up. It's a little bit thicker than polenta, but it is a corn porridge. It's great because you can dry your corn and it can last all winter. And you guys know with the weather here,
Sure.
Yes,
a lot of the
absolutely.
food that we use has to be, if we want to use local food, it has to be able to last through the season because we're not able to get, greens and fresh vegetables all year. So 2 to 1 in terms of liquid to grits. Cook them really slow. Keep stirring them.
Okay.
You can't really add too much liquid because it will eventually soak it up and cook it out.
Okay.
So for our grits, we used pork stock because we are doing pig and grits.
Of
Okay.
course. Okay,
those-
so it's something that is pretty simple that we probably won't mess up. But if you know Chad and
We'll
me,
find a way, Brittany.
Yeah,
I guarantee
okay.
we'll find a way.
So I want to definitely talk about 505 Food Fights. So you're tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Is this the first round?
This is the first round and my first time.
Okay.
Wow. Are you
So
nervous?
I'm nervous, but
How do you mentally prepare for something like this? So, well, before we jump into that, if somebody doesn't know what the 505 Food Fights are, give us a little breakdown on how it goes.
From what I know,
Oh boy, yeah.
we show up, we get a mystery basket, and we have to make a couple meals out of that basket. So it's really just kind of thinking on your feet and seeing, what you can do with the ingredients at hand.
Now, how do you kind of mentally prepare for that? Because obviously there's so many different flavors. So do you kind of have to be familiar a little bit with very different types of ingredients, right?
Right, so my game plan is just to make the food taste good. Because at
Okay.
the end of the day, that's all we do as cooks.
Yeah.
Really is, get handed our ingredients and try to figure out the best way to make them taste so that we can sell them.
And there's got to be a bit that you're going to learn from this and taken away. Speaking with some of the chefs that did this last season, it really taught them a lot about, obviously as a chef, you're thinking on your feet in the kitchen every day, but when it comes into a competition, you learn a lot more about yourself and about your style of cooking.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I'm very excited to do that. It should be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, so now what are we doing over here with this?
We're gonna get this little nonstick pan heated up for a little fried egg.
Ooh, okay.
Nothing goes better with bacon than a fried egg, especially
right.
in the morning.
Absolutely. All right, so before we lose time here, because I want to make sure, if folks have never been to the Better Day up in Santa Fe, where do we find you?
We're at 905 West Alameda. We just acquired our kitchen last July, so it started as a coffee shop. Now we're doing local food, and we're in construction on our dinner restaurant, which will
Fantastic.
be adjacent to it. Similar concept, local food, Southwestern in terms of all the different flavors and local food that we can get from around here.
That's fantastic.
And yeah, it's going to be really good. Some
Good
local
on you.
beers on tap.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, of course, we will have links to the Better Day and the 505 Food Fights at Casa.com. Stay with us. We're going to get a final look when we come back.